So here's the MiniBrute, right? And the real one is really nice. The plugin is probably even nicer for some stuff. So keys. Nexus Cyberscape. Look at that. I have no idea which kind of patch. Copywriter 3 Egyptian keys biting ARP. Is there a kind of initialized patch here? No, maybe not. We don't need it. We don't need it. You bought it today. It's awesome. So let's do this. Let's raise the presets. Let's talk about weird stuff. This stuff. So we play. So keys on, keys off. I think it's nice that you don't. I don't need the keys, but look at how whoop, they move there. I usually keep it this way. Effects and open here on macros. So settings, pretty self-explanatory. Let me have it so that it plays. Tubular bells. No. So I mean, here it is. This is insane. We cannot use any of my effects because if you go, I don't know, like black hole, I haven't pushed the, okay, the avalanche. That's a song. You can start there. Boom. I was just wanted to say that can easily use this 3-Os Brute lead. Done, go home. Absolutely. Like, it speaks a lot. And don't rush to develop these into 300 tracks of movement. You know, try, which I think it's the hardest thing as a composer, try to think like somebody who's just sliding into your song. You know, don't feel pressed. I know I have that problem to kind of demonstrate that I can do stuff, you know? And so as a composer, like, I know that I could do this with that sound. It's just shut up. Just let it be because it just sets a mood, right? So at the templates, you can select default. It's an empty slot. Okay, templates. Where is it? Ah, here, right, scroll, default. Okay, this will be like, usually Moog stuff. It is. It's usually that sawtooth there. Okay, so settings kind of mono priority last makes sense to me. MP slide, voice allocation, rotate. I always kept that. MIDI controller, you know, if you have one of those, do it. Arturia makes great controllers as well. I have a key step behind me, but I'm not using it right now. Macros. I usually keep macros. Tutorials are awesome, but they, you know, let you learn the plugin. We don't want to learn it. No, they're awesome. Just no jokes. So otherwise, you don't look at them because you think they don't work. So delay and reverb, awesome. I usually do either keep the reverb last, and what I like to kind of brainstorm my ideas is having the delay, nothing, and then the reverb. Okay, so I can always inject something before and after, sort of like my starting point. Okay, so where does it start? Well, nice pitch mod. For some reason, okay, yes. I remember the demo wasn't moving this, and I was like, why? You know, it should move around, right? Distortion is great as well as the beat crasher. Yeah, I mean, Arturia has the problem, sarcastically speaking, like the solid point to be a company that makes amazing effects as well. So their average is really, really high. So when you blend something like, I don't know, we talked about Disc Cold Fire. Disc Cold Fire is fire, literally, to use that term, right? It's insane. So you got a mixer where you have the mixer for your oscillators. If you know, play it with the mixer down, kind of Moog style, you hear nothing. You might hear resonating filters, self-oscillate, whatever, but you know, the mixer is down. So my first step here is usually oscillator mix, just to learn it. You got saw, right? Oh, we got reverb. All right. Do we keep it? Yeah, we keep it. Like super loud. Let's try that. Hold on. Decay. Damping, not a lot. Stereo width, maybe a lot. We keep these ones, just a little bit of reverb. No, let's dampen it a little bit more, size down. All right, we got it, like it. There's also an LPF here, so. Okay, right. And the brute factor, absolutely. Distortion is great, but Martin says the brute factor. I was gonna say that, like the effects are awesome, but here it's the brute factor that sells you. So, gonna go an octave down, then square, nice, triangle, right? Right, it's got that oomphy thing, typical, like not perfect. And noise, okay? So this is just a mixer thing. So you can do, like, mix your waves, right? There's a sub also, obviously it can be 1, -1, or 2. So. Again, right? You create a hook, you just go. No resonance, envelope amounts, typical Moog stuff. How much tracking will open the filter, the mode. So you got LP, BP, HP, so low pass, band pass, high pass, and notch. The resonating factor. But where are the twists? The mixer, the waves, and everything are fine, but the ultra saw and the metalizer and the brute factor are amazing. And the arpeggiator. Okay, obviously. And a little bit of the dispersion, and what else I really loved about these? The destination to cut off, obviously it seems stupid, but it's all you need, and sometimes it's not that easy to assign it. Here, it's just a slider, like a switch. Martin says, I had the MiniBrute V SoftSynth compares pretty darn close to the hardware. Yes, I've played it only in very like noisy kind of environment, but it had that nice thing, yes. So, here there's convenience of software, obviously. So ultra saw, let's try the saw first without sub-os. Here, what is happening? That's the amount of super sawing, so it's kind of like it's flanging stuff, and then you have the rates. And it oscillates in a way, what I like is that it creates kind of a sub-oscillator feel. And here we have the most boring filter, open filter, right? So see, you can go cut off down, typical Moog stuff. And you can go, I don't know, maybe arpeggiator, what is it, down, octave swing on, the rate synced, so. Right, we can probably, okay, divide it here, so it feeds the clock, but it's going in intervals. So you can, does it latch? No, right, but I can use the arpeggiator from the base station to do it, but let's use it here. Right? Okay, let's keep that. It seems that they don't sell the MiniBrute anymore. Oh, okay, well, I would go use market for it. because I think it's one of the most successful things they've done. So I can't do that part because I need to kind of use 2 fingers over an octave and a half. Well, we'll do this. Something like it, okay? What I wanted to demonstrate is this. We go cut off down. Here the metalizer, which I love. I don't usually use triangles, but this is the most effed up triangle ever. Power of FM, I think. I'm still holding on the brute factor. Okay, then we go like up here. This is fine. Let me go a little bit less here. This is for the envelope amount, I think for the pulse width, so we don't have a pulse width right now. But what I wanted to let you hear is that I'm gonna open the track a little bit, open a little bit of vintage, unison. Massive thing. Now we don't need that much of like the mixer can be lowered down, which I think saturates, right? So you don't always want to go up all the way, like with a lot of Moogs and stuff. And I think Arturia, I'm not sure, but it could be that if you start cranking up stuff, you gotta be wary of the fact that you might saturate the mixer itself. So and when you drop in the sub, oh, it feels so good. It's so nice, even in a higher octave. All right, just minor chord down, like the easiest thing ever. Just so nice. And we're not using this, but I'm telling you, if you do this, just bring in some delay. It feels so good. What else did I want to do? I want to use some. I want to use some resonance. Maybe last, what I would use is just a parametric EQ and kind of do this by hand. Some of my favorite sounds all the time, well, you want to call them plucks, you want to call them whatever you want. There's a whole family of, maybe because it was the first time I got close to some of the, I think, best composers for video games that were, you know, kind of opening up. Not opening up, I was kind of bothering them to tell me what they were doing. So maybe that's it. And I haven't used macros yet. So brightness, timbre, time, and movement are these macros, and you can let it learn, right? Martin probably already knows that. Different destinations, and then when you move the brightness knob, the brightness does all of those things. And this is, I don't know if you know it, a lot of people don't know it, and then they know and then they forget. The Nord lead by Clavia actually became really famous because of the morphing behavior that it had. And not a lot of people really use morphing or polychannel that the Nord lead has. You have the one right there. You can see that here. And this one is essentially kind of a morphing behavior. So right? So I don't know. For example, velocity. First off, I would start a little bit of movement here. I remember I kind of liked it that way, this way. I don't know, just personalizing my thing. But we got the aftertouch can change the vibrato, the filter, which is nice. So Do I have aftertouch? Yeah, I have aftertouch, but I've set it like brutal. I have to kind of change the thing, but I would do just a little bit. You can't even feel it, right? That's a trick I always do as a composer. I'm not a big aftertouch person, but I kind of like these filter changes, not with the mod wheel, because it's like, it's a little bit too much, but it's like, I doubt you, I wouldn't probably even feel it in the mix. Sometimes it's all you need for these. But now Brute, it's closing in too much, so. How nice that is. I love it with bandpass. Now the envelopes with the Brute and the bandpass is the bandpass with envelope amounts and changes becomes usually a lot stronger. So if you, I think Moog is the one that has it the most. If you go from low pass to bandpass, your envelopes will sound wrong. So the easiest is just to touch the envelope amount, but sometimes you actually need to go to filter envelopes, especially if you want to kind of pluck things around. Martin says the only thing that they could improve on is being able to move the effect slots from position 1 to 2. You can copy, but it's not so easy to move them. Right, you can do this, copy to 2, and then you just do your stuff. But, you could just drag it. That's true. Like, drag it. That's true. That's true. You could drag it. So, for example, here, what I would do is just maybe lower things around. I just want to try and brutalize it somehow. See how many lows we're getting? I would still do it like with an effect pedal. I don't usually, need. No, this gets insane. Let's try and get it to insane levels. Do we have kind of maybe compressor? So see, for example, now I need 4. I want 4 before. So we go copy to 2, copy to 3, and then here we just change it. And I go compressor, and then I go ratio all the way up, threshold, kind of loud, but then output 0, the attack super fast, the release maybe 250, 100, and just keep it there because we're gonna get loud, right? So I just wanna make sure that we're not overly exploding. See, it's just going there, right? So let's try that. Let's try 16, something very weird. 16 bar and sync. Okay, not swinging. I hear a bass dropping and a kick in 4. I don't know, it's just spacing out, and I'm like 21 and I'm probably drinking a little bit too many Red Devils or whatever. Just nice. Okay, so so many things. We want to try like longer sound. I mean, basses it can do for clear, but what I like about these is how it plucks. So not a lot of older modern synths do that. And this is cool. Brute factor. Let me try and go with like a sub. Let's go pulse right now because we haven't tried that. This is almost like, yeah, I didn't read the chat. Martin says, you can get it sound like a 303. I get a little bit psytrance vibes here. I was just like I had it here, like I'm making psytrance music, but just like I had it without wanting to. But it's because it's like, it's probably, I mean, the ARP rate, of course, does it, but. And also what I like is not always have super fast attacks. Let's go low pass again. Let's try pulse width without. Let me try without it. So, and now we're doing different type of drugs all of a sudden, and we shouldn't mix them, but we shouldn't do them. YouTube's gonna completely eradicate my account, like gone. But shouldn't do them. But also, you know, worst thing is, you know, we mix it. But because here we're completely in a different era. This is like more 70s, right? Or the 90s kind of vibe. But that sound, because of the brute factor and how it's enveloping, if it makes any sense, is a lot like a JP8000 kind of, because of the super. I mean, I didn't even have. Did I have a saw here? Maybe not. The ultra saw has that system like the super saw, right? That it just gets added. Like a virus has that chance to just build it up, and it trance music made a lot of use of it. So yeah, for sure. Yeah, they have super unison. Yeah, exactly. So, well, even this is more like a Euro truck simulator. But hold on. I have an idea here. Can it sustain indefinitely? I think yes, if we do like arpeggios. I mean, the LFO itself, it's, you know what is also awesome about these that brings, yeah, from the Moog and stuff, but still is in the synth. This is a great synth to learn synthesis on, because you can do a lot, but it's presented to you in a way that it seems like, there's not a lot to do. And then the sounds you can build, as usual, are insane. Okay, these are like. Yeah, this is a blarg kind of sound. Let's try it. See, for example, here, can I detune it? Or, I mean, I can detune it with Bitwig because I do, you know, just an operator. Yeah, it's not too difficult. Martin says, that's the reason why I like it so much. You can create pretty awesome sounds without tweaking ours. Yeah, absolutely. This is absolutely weird, but as a single note in tune, it can be really, really devastating, and it can be like, you know, the sound like here will need definitely less stuff and things, but let me see if we just lower it. Okay, here maybe? See, for example, here, down, rate, okay? You can get percussive sounds just because it's self-resonating with a very, very fast decay. Absolutely, or you can go nuts. Even the reverse envelope amount, if you do a lot of these stuff, is hear the notes. That's the very nice thing about how it's saturating itself. I think it's a sub-oscillator being so loud into the brute factor that it's creating the note. But the attack of the filtered envelope is not allowing the note to kind of build up, so it relies a little bit on the resonance. It's just how the unit crashes in itself. You know, it's not just one element that gives you that sound, it's how it's integrating itself. On real synths, that's how it feels, you know, when you nail it, and sometimes you can't even save the preset. So here you can, it will be 100% there. And I guarantee you that the feeling of knowing it's 100% there, it's a lot. And I remember, I mean, you saw it, I'm carving the lows, because if I'm not, then we're getting tons of. That's some of the easiest, like this is a very easy cue. You don't need filters, you got just go like here. Kind of like to have just the two shelves, and it sits around in the drums, for example. So, ooh, this is nice. Let's feedback more. Why is it not syncing itself that well? 16, 8. Is it swinging? No. Well, it's kind of nice though. It's going away. Maybe it's the feedback that is the one. No? Okay. This is just like, this is great sound design with the synth that it's like, you play lines, you play vintage 70s music. Wow, this is insane. I like how it actually breaks away from that. I need something super fast that does. Okay, this one. I think because of the stereo spread, could be, yes, that there's a small offset. You're right. These ones also nice. Nice find. Thank you, Martin, for it. It's right. It's a stereo spread because you see what it does, right? Whoop. It just a little bit offsets things. And by putting it completely zero, it's not mono because it's like the reverb's giving it, but hear how claustrophobic and kind of centered that is. But the feedback is spreading out. Nice. I mean, this is the stuff that, you know, can make the cue that you're given. And you buy libraries that have these specific cues, and you need to buy more and feed on, you know, get fed by people who develop these stuff and just go, I have no ideas. It's all very basic stuff. Like, you know. I mean, if we opened it to what? Here, there's none of my effects. But if you go like, I don't know, rebouncer 4. Oh, now it's glitching out on me, but because I've opened more stuff. Right? Or maybe, I don't know, even black hole. I mean, come on. Hear how just gives me anxiety just to do that. Just a simple, exactly, a horror movie, or like it's a suspense scene, right? Can be anything. It's just, very dark alley and whatever. Just a suspense, like something has to happen. Usually you don't write the cue with these that leads into the... This is a very good point. Like, great sound for a horror movie. Okay, so why would this cue work? Because it's just got the right vibe for being like... It's percussive, it's got an atmosphere, but because it's short, the reverb is kind of building on the feedback of the delay. It's just giving us more anxiety, right? Right? But when I use the black hole pedal, it just, was reverb into reverb, right? And so it had that too much, which is perfect. But when you write the cue, you don't write the cue with the actual action scene, right? If it's a suspense scene, then maybe something happens and then there's action on it. A very common thing, right? And you write two cues differently. So this itself, that's what I was gonna say. It's a cue. It's already done. Like that's suspense 1, suspense 2, suspense 11. I just build them. They put them there. They can loop them around. They have different variations maybe of these, or you write it for, I don't know, a minute of these. Then they will cut it to a point where you write the other cue, which is an action-based cue or whatever. It has a little bit more of an action movie pace, and they know how to put it in. Maybe the next cue has a little bit of these with a fill in, like a reverse sound and stuff like it, that they can still cut if they want to move around, because then there's a lot of effects. And so your track will be mixed differently than this one that maybe has no dialogue at all, just, movement and stuff. And then there's, I don't know, people fighting or whatever, shooting. Yeah, right. Same thing. You can even lower the RPF of the delay to make it more dark. Yeah, exactly. This is, at first, I think I kind of missed this stuff. That's, you got an easy super band pass that you can set. And if I move it here, and I can't move it here, we were just saying that, right? If I want to copy these to 4, now what I would do is I would go copy to 3. Actually, I would do copy to 3, copy to 2, and this one I can sacrifice. And I don't need the other one I had, I just do this. So usually I like to kind of EQ it, and then the delay can be a little bit more open, but it's never gonna feed on a lot of information. See, I'm closing the filter for a note, and then next bars or 2 bars after, I open it and I have a completely different vibe. So it's so easy to automate, and I don't do it with LFOs, I just do it by hand. I play mouse, key. That's why I have my keyboard on my right side. We were talking about on Discord about controllers, right? That you want to get something. I am left-handed, but these are all, I don't know. I don't know of a guy who just has a keyboard on the left and the mouse on the right. I can do mouse on the right night and day. I can do it. I can swap stuff around. I just have my mouse on the left because the musical keyboard is more important. So I need my right hand to play stuff. So I don't know. It just happens to me that I would use my right hand. And so that's why a controller like this, being close to it, I just usually record it and I move the mouse while it's recording, and the mouse is getting captured as well. So the automation is getting written at the same time. It sounds weird, to say like it's a new type of musicianship, it's actually super easy. I mean, especially for it, of course, this is a note. Right? Easy. So, and the vintage sounds awesome. The fine tune, obviously, I don't quite touch it because I need that one, but okay, let's do the always D minor. All right, what's going here? This could be the intermediate cue. This could be leading into and they could layer it around. You could try different layers for the action scene because these ones are already pacing up. And let it go. Here, that minor third, it's kind of getting thrown in the washing machine, right? And then you land back on the one minor. And here it lands. And here you would write the groove, right? And you let it roll. It's not meant to be an offense. I was gonna say like on the most stupid synth ever, which is not to say that this is bad. It's just to say you don't need the most amazing. That's why real stuff like this still works. You know, I'm surrounded by it. It's just so simple. It's just so creative, and you get a lot of leeway out of stuff like this. This is sound design that people buy libraries for, so that they have, you know, suspense stuff to write. I have to write stuff super fast, and this one's fast, you know, but at least it's your sound. You save it and it's gone. And here, this is insane. Come on. And this is all because of the filter envelope. So, and now it's becoming more of a note, right? Try and do something else, and then oh wow, it's 9:15. Got completely carried away, didn't watch the clock. Here how this is what do I want to say? Okay, you know how you have a drum machine, it's like kicks, snares, claps, hats. This is the hi-hat information that you can inject into, but it's a synth, but it's kind of the hi-hat information. This is the sort of like 16 notes, the high density rhythms, right? And then you have the kick, and you can use a real kick from a drum machine, and you can use these instead of a hi-hat. That's really nice. And being portable, I can work anywhere with my laptop, absolutely. Convenient to use this software because, you know, you can save exactly. Like when it gets overly complicated, it's kind of a shame that you say, you know, detune 0.204. Well, you know, that's exactly what made the sound be that way. Now we can save it and it's cool. So, less here. You hear that? Boop, boop, boop. That note? That was insane. That's a brute factor doing that. And now I will not get it. I don't know how I did it. It was because of a resonance thing. it was probably the cutoff being with the Brute Factor. It was really nice. It had that boo, boo, that alarm thing with a kind of a helicopter kind of sound. Really cool. So it's one synth. This is just the MiniBrute 5. This is super cool. One hand, one mouse, 1024 latency. I mean, there we go. It's kicking a lot of those. Let's try not cut the lows. So if you get it to magically kind of join, I'm spacing out myself. I'm like, I don't even know. Am I streaming? I don't care. Who are you? I've got to feel better like the soft synth. Well, I've always liked the MiniBrute. Like the first thing, even at Superbooth last year, when I got into Arturias, it was full of people. And I was like, you know, I knew already what I wanted to try. And the Freak already and stuff. I mean, the real things, and there were laptops with like the plugins, but and the controllers, and people were, you know, looking at the controllers because it's nice. This could work for my setup. Does it have an arpeggiator? What can it do? MIDI CV, like CV for modules. And then I was like, there, you know, on the synths, you know. So it's nice. All right, it's 9:20. I'm gonna dinner, late dinner night. So awesome. I mean, we could stay here for hours, which we did, sort of. And great sound design tool, great complicated stuff that, or just the typical sounds. Like, how do they make that? Well, you can do it with anything as long as you have the right modulators, the right filters, and quick effects. Because synthesizers, we know, when you have them in a situation where they are, you know, completely dry, they don't sound very motivating. But here you got the effects of kind of a pedal board, and you can see it, and it's easy and it sounds good. So you have this environment of your effects, and you feed these 100% Megaton synthesizer that looks so innocent, like, you know, oscillator mixer and stuff. But it's the Steiner filter with the Brute Factor is just brutal. That's true. So, all right, now we need food. Thank you very much again. We just brainstormed through stuff, and we played, we tried mix compressors as usual. That's exactly how it should be. Brainstorming things, doing stuff around, having fun. And now, yeah, within the soft synth, this thing is complete. So that was lastly the MiniBrute 5. Thank you, Arturia, for just allowing us to do that today, with the fact that I can actually save this stuff. And I'll probably go back and do a couple steps where I had that thing, save it, and then go to dinner after the stream. Okay, or maybe retrack myself while recording to just find out where I had the right stuff. Okay, so people, thank you very much. We'll see each other on Wednesday. Thank you as usual. Check my Patreon, check the other videos I have. Remember, if we've done this, it's because of people like Martin, like James, like Marco, like Gary, like other people that weren't here today who contribute with, you know, their actual wallet, because you can talk all day long, but these people are putting their money to see this stuff. And I am extremely humbled and extremely happy. You know, I love this stuff. I mean, I'm not here because I must do it. I'm here because I want to do it. But it's great to have your support, have your chat here, talk. I love that we're doing these live, that we're trying ideas, and I'm just making mistakes and trying stuff and saving. Awesome. So check out all the links here in the description, and we'll see each other on Wednesday or on Discord if you're a patron of mine. Have a good one. It's Friday. Enjoy. See you soon. Ciao. I would like to spend 2 words on why this video is possible. It happens because of my patrons. I have a Patreon in which I teach songwriting, scoring for video games and writing soundtracks, being creative, exploring hardware synthesizers, analog outboard, virtual instruments, sample libraries, mixing and mastering. We talk about recording. There's a lot of cool people in there. Check my Patreon out if you would like to support me. It really means a lot to me, and it makes these videos and the future ones possible. So thank you very much.